doing these. Let's see. Haven't seen you use the 416 for a long time. Still using it. Was using it just this week. This has been I love this microphone. If I only had one microphone to choose, I would probably choose this one. And that's over my U87 that's sitting right over there. This microphone has made me more money than any other microphone. I love the 416. If you got $1,000, yeah, I still has made me more money than any other microphone. Thank you for the kind words, Christopher. Very kind. Recorded 2 video games. Thanks. Oh man, that's great. That's great. It's really gratifying when people say that they got work and they learned stuff from me and it turned into work that got them paid. That it's so gratifying, so incredibly gratifying to hear. Sorry, I saw something go by. Would make it less valuable for resale for sure. What about the MKH50? I've never used the MKH50. I would like to get my hands on an MKH50. I hear so many good things about it. I don't hear about. I hear about it much more on film sets than in voice work. But I would love to. I'd love to see how it compares. To see how it works. What kind of pop filter is that? I think that's referring to this one, the Hook Studios Octa 18, I think is what it's called. Let's Google for Hook Studios. Let's see. The Hook, yeah. Let's see. Pop filters. Let's see. So this one, let's see if we can find it on their website. Yeah, there it is. The Octa. Let's see. I'm trying to remember which one I have. Yes, I think it's all the same. So it's the Octo 842S. That's the one that I use. And I've been very, very happy with it. I forget how I came across this one. I can't remember if there's somebody I need to give credit to. But I've used this one. I used for a long time. I used the clown nose that comes with it, sort of the foam filter. But I found that this is a little bit more transparent. It works really well for plosives. So it's from the Hook Studios, and it's the Octo 840. Preferred pop filter for the shotgun microphones. My preferred pop filter for my condenser microphones is a Stedman pop filter, the PS101. The PS101. In case anybody, not that anybody asked, but my preferred one. This is a little bit on the expensive side. But the reason I like the Stedman, the PS101, and I took it out of the booth because I ran out of space, but it's this one right here. The reason, and I have a video about it, the reason I like this one is it's small. It stays out of the way. You can get it close to the microphone. It's not intrusive. You can see through it. You can see your copy through easily, and it really works well at redirecting the wind from a plosive. It's really this interesting phenomenon. The way the holes are shaped in the filter. If you were to physically blow into the filter, blow into it, the air after it hits it goes downward, gets angled downward towards the little gooseneck, and it actually physically deflects the air away. The sound goes straight through, the air gets deflected away. It's really interesting, and it just works really well. So those are the two pop filters that I use primarily in the booth. I use my PS101 for pretty much all of the condenser mics. Any condenser mic that I can get that in front of, that's my preferred one. And then the Octa, the Hook Studios Octa 842S. Those are my two preferred pop filters. So that helps. Use a small K&M fabric filter. It works okay and is small enough not to be annoying. It really, I think it comes down to personal preference. 'Cause some people like the great big ones. Some people have dual layer ones. I know Bander from Podcasts, she's got this like thick, like acoustic foam looking deal. It's an expensive one. And I'd like to try that one. I can't even remember the name off the top of my head, but it's the one you see used in a lot of his videos. But there's different strokes for different folks. Does the 416 need a well-treated space? Yeah, all for voice work, they all need a well-treated space, because we want something that's acoustically dead. We don't want that reverb. The 416 is good at rejecting noise from the side and so forth, but it's not perfect. If I were to use this up in my living room where there's no acoustic treatment, it's going to hear all the reverb and stuff like that. The things that the shotguns are good for is they give good rejection from the side, so you can angle it so that it won't hear the fan noise, and it can be very focused just on your voice. So it can be a little bit more forgiving of a bad space, but it doesn't take the place of of a studio or anything like that. How would you go about making a demo if your entire set of abilities would be making voices instead of long form readings? So I think in this case, making a demo. So this is really a demo in this case would be to showcase your abilities. And so that would be the
There we go. Okay, so right now I'm visiting another channel where a fellow I'm a fan of has gone live. He doesn't go live very often. In fact, I don't recall when he last went live. So what we're doing is I'm going to open up, or I'm trying to open up this room as a meet and greet area for them, for people who are visiting this particular live stream to come to when it ends. And I'm going to see if that works. It's not really coin related or anything like that. It's more voiceover related. But I just want to see if I can create a little bit of 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Let's get that up a little. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 1, 2. Make sure I got good audio there. Yeah, so I don't know if this is going to fly or not. I really don't. Just trying to provide a place for people to come to after the live stream that I'm actually watching, whose audio I've been playing and whose audio is going back up.
But they were 6 or whatever it was, 9 or 10, whatever, actual finished produced commercials, and then we cut them up and put them together. But they were invented commercials, because I didn't have any work at that time, and then we put them together. So but I would take that same approach. Yeah, you're not going to sound like you were on TV because you're not, you're probably not engineering it to those same ways, but that's what I would do. PVC. So I think this is discussion about like moving blankets on a PVC frame. Yeah, those can do a lot. They're not going to soundproof, but they're going to knock down your room reflections. They can be very helpful. The heavier the blanket, the better. A lot of the moving blankets are measured in weight. Heavy. How do you go about finding an agent? I'm not sure that I have sage advice, but the thing that you can do is you can search for like talent agencies in
We're listening to Booth Junkie, Mike DelGaudio's channel on YouTube for those that are interested in voiceover. During which I'm trying to encourage people who are visiting there to come over here for a live chat, even Mike, hopefully, for a live chat, and just sort of I do not know, but unless the room is up and ready to go, it's definitely not going to happen. So I have it up, ready. He had given some indication he'd be wrapping up shortly, but now he seems to be deluged by fans and questions, which doesn't surprise me one bit. So we'll see. I've only got so much StreamYard's time to burn up here, so I'll add the audio back now. And of course, any of you can join up and visit. The link for coming up is in the chat and streaming across the bottom of the screen right now. So please do visit if you should be so inclined. All right.
Software can we use to improve audio quality? And Audacity, you can do a lot of cool stuff. You absolutely can. Any other recommendations? Reaper. Sort of the answer to that is Reaper, R-E-A-P-E-R, Reaper.fm is where you find it. Reaper.fm. That's a DAW, inexpensive, the unlimited trial, and that will give you all the access to all the tools that like the professionals use, and you'll be able to, if you can learn that, that will give you access to all of the tools to make in clarifying things, audio repair, or sweetening or effects or anything like that. Reaper will get you there. What are my preferred plugins for use in my DAW? My preferred plugins are the Isotope plugins, which I don't think I'm breaking any new ground there, but I bought RX.
Hi, Nick. Thanks for stopping by. What I'm doing here is Mike DelG, whose channel is Booth Junkie on YouTube, is having a very, very unusual live. He very, very seldom ever goes live. And afterwards, he's never used StreamYards, and I'm trying to encourage him to come across for a live meet and greet on my channel afterwards. And so to that end, I've got this already up and running and ready. But in the meanwhile, he had given some indications that he was going to shut down his live stream, although he keeps getting question after question, so who knows how long that will get dragged on. He's already gone almost 2 hours, so like I say, I'm going to be there now, and if I can direct some people over here for a live chat afterwards. TJ Smith, hi everyone, much love. Trying to keep an eye on the live chat here, but I'm not particularly good at that. And I'm going to return us to Gail Marie, device not connected. Your guest will have to connect your mic or cam before I can add you to the stream, my dear. It's nice that you're there, Gail, but without a microphone or a camera, I can't get you added anywhere. But it would be cool. Anywho, as I say, I don't want to miss the end here, so I'm going to bring the audio back.
Environment that I'm in, the Waves convolutional reverb, their plugin is really good. The Waves X Click has been good for clicks and pops. It was what I used before I could afford the mouth declicker. The Waves X Click is
all right. I got
also,
him turned down a bit now. I'll tell you why we listen to Booth Junkie.
I prefer, but I have
Mike DelG is voiceover talent who works out of his home.
I use the VSTs that come with Reaper.
He primarily uses the recording software Reaper, which is available 100% for free and 100% in working order for those that want to learn how to record and edit
this one,
voiceover and music and whatnot.
There are two other plugins that I use
been my
all the time.
Sort of mentor online to learn how to use the equipment and software that I've needed to get this done. He doesn't go live very often and doesn't know anything about StreamYards. He's definitely gone live with some sort of software, clearly, but
plugin, it's expensive.
Not knowing about StreamYards, you should definitely know about StreamYards. So,
and then,
as he's indicated, his stream will be coming to an end.
If you're looking for
I've
one
put this room up in order to, basically give these people a place to come over, crash, and
voice.
That's be part of a live chat.
More precise. Look for one called Track Spacer.
Pardon me if I can
Track Spacer,
entice anybody to come over after
the moment of the
I have
voice,
mentioned it a couple of times, and he hasn't chastised me for
the music bed.
Bullying and trolls. Oh,
side chain
I'm sorry, TJ.
The other one,
well, dude, you'll never get that from me,
and
probably not on the channels I hang out on. But I know what you mean. There's every kind of person on YouTube, every kind of person out there in the world, and some people aren't nice.
You'll hear it a lot where the music overpowers the voice.
You're always welcome here, so don't sweat that. If you want to just hang out and hide out, you do go right ahead, man. You just hang out and hide out.
And whenever your voice is present, it turns the music down automatically. That's called it.
Here I am. I'm not hiding out anymore. Here I am.
Reduces the volume of the music.
Always welcome. No, I'm not doing nothing special. There aren't any giveaways. I'm not even talking about coins or collectibles or anything like that.
Rather than just turning things up.
I'm hoping to bring another part of my world over into my channel, which is the voiceover world. And as I say, this guy is literally my guru when it comes to voiceover work. So Mike DelG, Booth Junkie is the name of the channel.
Track Spacer, and I use Soothe, and I use the Reaper plugins.
He's awesome.
Yeah, Jonathan. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm grateful for it. RX8 Standard, it is like a DAW in itself. It's got a cool editor and all this stuff, and it's got like all this like spectral editing, really precise stuff. It's got a really extraordinary a bit of repair that you can do with it. But by default, like if I just start a new
Just inviting here for
default project from scratch, I want to do that. Let's do project in a tab. My project. Oh, there's a window that's going to be on the other screen. My default chain when it comes on. So you can see I start with the voice denoise. I do the mouthpiece click 8DS comp, the Reaper EQ.
All right, so we shall see.
And the master limiter, just in case it really doesn't engage. Unless
everybody needs a little time away.
But that's what my default chain looks like right now.
From each other.
And these are two.
Problem is, one of my YouTube sisters in the hospital because she's going
the voice denoise. It really,
I
keep it there by default, but I got very, very little noise in the booth.
Are you saying if you're interacting with her, then you have to interact with the other people that are there as well, kind of thing? So some of them people aren't so particularly nice. You do that for your sis, and you bite the bullet so that you can be there for her, but
let's see.
Try not to give anybody else any weight
here, so I've only got a. Let's go.
Bad hair day. Get a hat. What the hell? Buy a hat. Buy a hat. Buy a hat. Get a cat. Don't get fat. How about that?
A voice acting class. Did they teach you how to use the software at all? No. The class that I took was only about the acting aspect and the business aspect of it. Working with an agent, sourcing business and things like that. They didn't teach any of the technical side. At the time, most of the work that I was sourcing, I was going to a studio. And so I didn't need to necessarily learn it, but I really wanted to learn it. I wanted to be able to record at home. I wanted the best possible sound at home. Set me up well for later work. But no, that class didn't teach it. That was mostly just an acting class. You would take an audio engineer. There's audio engineering classes out there. You probably go on like LinkedIn Learning, Coursera. There's a bunch of places where you can learn about those effects. So I would encourage you that if you don't know how to do that audio engineering, that you can do that. Benny, yeah, of course. It's just you're gonna pay me by the hour. So yeah, you could do that. Sure. I think that's still speaking about. I don't use, I think that's talking about iZotope. I mostly use the iZotope plugins within Reaper. I'm not particularly savvy with the iZotope editor. I know it's pretty capable. I don't use it very much. Do I act in various voices? I don't do a ton of voices. I'm primarily like a narrator as more of a voice actor, but I do voice act on a podcast every week that would require different voices, but they're often just variations on me. I'm not like an animation voice actor per se. I'd like to get into it someday, but it's not where I spend most of my time. The FabFilter plugins, what do I think of them? They're excellent. They're expensive, but they're excellent. I have the FabFilter EQ and the Pro DS and things like that, so I'll use those from time to time. They're not part of my default chain, but the Pro DS is great, but they're expensive. Looking for a new apartment in Los Angeles. Any recommendations for sound control, bottom floor versus top floor? Top floor. Because nobody's walking on your head. Because I think that's going to be the source of a lot of sound, people walking on your head, unless it's really trafficy. So it depends on the kind of building you're in. So sometimes in apartments, you can hear the people walking around overhead. That can be very problematic. That can be almost impossible to get rid of. Traffic noise is a little bit more manageable because some of the denoiser plugins can help you with that. But being on the top floor, just so nobody's on top of you. I think that would be my initial gut instinct. That's how I would do. The issue is
I don't know if there's
the issue
anything
for
to
your room
like
is
here
traffic. The
necessarily, Gail,
denoisers
but I
can help
appreciate
with that, but you can also get rid of traffic noise by creating the room within a room. That's where a whisper room is going to help, or a Studio Bricks booth if you can afford one. The booth will really help with that, unless the traffic noise is like right here and loud. Do I use subcontractors for my projects? If so, where do I find talent? Most of the talent that I've hired for the limited number where I've been a producer, it's mostly been talent where I know the talent because I know a lot of voice actors. Oh, Benny, I've had that microphone offered to me a couple of times. It's such a what a wonderful mic, but I have not had the time really to spend to get to know it. I don't feel like I've ever been able to give it a fair review. I've had it once somebody loaned one to me, and I've never really had the ability to give it a fair review. I would love to, but I feel like I don't know that I could give that one a fair review on its own. The Townsend Labs ones. Will this be Matt? I think I'm just going to keep it on YouTube. So yeah, hopefully it should just stay.
Yeah,
occasional helicopter. Occasional helicopter. What are you going to do? I mean, occasional helicopter. You just stop talking. I have a train that goes by. I live not too far from the train. When the train goes by, I stop
Can't help
talking.
with the train. They're loud.
All right. I think. Sorry, the questions are still coming fast, but I have. Who sent a $50 one? I didn't even see that. CFX. CFX Music. Wow, so incredibly generous. I'm sorry I didn't see that go by before. And if I've missed anybody else, it's hard for me to. It's my first time. I'm not adept at it. But thank you so much. Wow, the generosity is unbelievable, unbelievable. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really grateful for it. If there's anyone in the chat that has a whisper room, how well would they block out a four-wheeler driving past the house? They're going to be okay. They're just going to be okay. They're not perfect. Sorry, the camera overheated again. The whisper rooms. It's
Right.
airtight, but it's only MDF, so the sound's still going to get through. It's going to reduce it quite a bit, but it's not going to make it so that you can't hear it at all. By a four-wheeler, I'm assuming something like I'm thinking when you're talking about a four-wheeler, like a professional lawnmower. If that's what we're talking about with a four-wheeler, it's got a loud, like not with a muffler, with an engine not a great muffler. The whisper room's going to let that stuff through, but it's going to be quieter. All right, folks, I am so sorry, but I am going to have to go because I am running up against time here. I do have
Get a hat.
Something at
Do I
6
need a
p.m. my time. I'm on the East Coast. The dual wall, yeah, it would be better.
Do you mean get a
It would be
hint?
better, but it's not going to be perfect. It's MDF. It can only do so much. There's only so much mass there. Everybody, thank you so much for your time. I feel like this was a successful live stream. I did not expect to talk this long. I didn't realize so many people are going to join. Really, I'm so incredibly grateful. I'm so incredibly grateful for everybody coming in and just hanging with us for all this time. I am going to leave this up on YouTube. I think there's probably a button I need to click that will just make this a live chat. We didn't actually talk much about the Stellar X3, so I'll have to change the title of this stream. But yeah, and we'll do this again. I think we'll be able to do this again. So thank you all. Thank you all so very, very much. I'm really grateful for it. ERJ, you missed it, yeah, but it'll be available. And I'll try and maybe what I'll do is I'll try and make these so that I announce them a few days in advance so that we can. I think I can schedule a time when they go live, so I'll try and do that again. But thank you all
right,
so
well,
very
we'll
much for participating in this with me. I'm really grateful for it.
I've made as
Thank
many
you all.
requests as a
have a
person
great
can
day.
without
Have a great
probably being an
have a great
ass,
day.
and
And
I
I
was
wish you all the
probably
best.
an
Now,
ass anyway.
Go get yourself a mic. Get out there.
Get out there,
record something amazing.
something.
Take care.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Mike, for all of that you do. That's Mike over at Booth Junkie, and he is the guru when it comes to voiceover. By definitely for sure. So we'll see. With that ended, we may have a visitor or two, and we may not. It's hard to say, but it would be super cool if we did. But we shall see. I just make it available as a place where people can pop in. And if anybody pops in, besides the coin community, which I love you guys, you're here already, Gail and TJ, Nick Molnar popped in, and I appreciate all y'all. Just not actually doing a coin thing and trying to, yeah, we'll put this one back up here. It's always playing with StreamYards, right? Always playing with StreamYards. We'll move that one down, move that one up. That one up. I'd have to put it on top. There we go. Oops, and there's one there. How do I get rid of that one? Not that one. Not that one. Suppose if I was to label them, it would probably be better, huh? Them, by them, I mean all these little frames I'm able to move around as part of OBS. And then I've got it running into the StreamYards like I always wanted to do. So I'm doing stuff and things. All right. Okay, so, hey, Nimbus Maniac, thank you. Things are well. I just had a live stream on a friend's channel. Well, not even a friend, just a channel that I swear by. He had his first live stream. So what I did was I put this up and invited people from that live stream here in the end when he ended. And I don't know if anybody's going to come visit or not. It's about voiceover work and stuff like that. And we'll see. I'm just going to try this out for another few more minutes yet to see if anybody comes up from that stream. The other thing is I've recently got this new microphone arm, which makes me bring the microphone right close. And I definitely wanted to hear what the audio sounded like when the microphone was right close. So that's part of what I'm doing here. Not to mention, can you hear that? Hear the traffic outside probably. Let's do a thing before this one ends. Reach in, find the volume. There it is. Okay. Volume down. Testing 1, 2, 3. Quarter turn 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Volume additional quarter turn 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Volume additional quarter turn 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hey, Numis. No quarter turn 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, now I can hear me. Hey, Numis.
Hey, how you doing, bud?
No quarter turn 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Somehow I can hear me. Hey, Numis.
Hey, how you doing, bud?
No quarter turn down here. Somehow I can hear me. Not sure why. Hey, Numis.
Hey.
All right, check 1, 2. I don't know. That might be me. That is me. Okay, hang on. Oh, poop. Okay, so if I kill that.
I spent the last 2 hours in battle chat, so
Sometimes I forget. See, I'm not hearing anything in my headphones. Oh, they're not even plugged in. Wow. Oh.
hearing me now?
That's why we do this, just for fun. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Oh, I'm still not hearing anything in the old headphones yet. And that's why.
You can't hear me at all.
That's why. All right. What now?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There we go. So many switches, so little brain. Oh, I have no idea. I've got so much crap in front of me. It all runs into one another, and it can all go wrong easily in just one thing. Oh, telephone. Yeah, like I was saying, a friend of mine, not a friend of mine, a channel that I follow like religiously, known as Booth Junkie, which trains people in the beauties of going through working English, right? Sorry. It's voiceover work stuff. So his Booth Junkie channel is pretty awesome. And this guy very rarely, if ever, goes live. So since he went live today and I caught him, he was very responsive to the people in the chat where, often these channels go nuts and you can't chat with them. I tried to, I mentioned StreamYards and possibly having a panel up. And he says, "Oh, can you do that?" And he obviously didn't know anything about StreamYards. So I thought, well, I'm going to put up a channel. I'm going to invite him there, or put up a live stream and invite him there and invite anybody else in the stream so we could have a meet and greet just to see if I could get that to happen. Obviously, didn't happen, but that's all right. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm just burning up some StreamYards time. And bottom line is, I do not have $500 to go get myself a box of quarters. So that plan is somewhat dashed. So let's burn up some StreamYards time, I figured. Why not, right? So thanks for coming up, Numis.
No
Appreciate
problem. I thought I had a few minutes to share with you. I just spent 2 hours with in battle chat with the UK World. I can't remember his name.
UK Coin World.
UK Coin Scale.
Yeah, I've typically watched that, but I just got up, and when I saw this guy streaming, I had to listen to that. And then once that had happened, I thought, well, there's got to be a way to, maybe I can capitalize on that to some extent. I really want to get some work in voiceover if possible. So, I'm thinking, Anyway, you do what you can, you try things out. You got nothing to lose. What the hell, eh? As you can see, I'm kind of dealing with my layout right now, just farting with it. I'm using OBS into StreamYard, so I can do more stuff. I want to be able to have multiple things going on my screen, being able to bring up little squares in the corner and stuff like that. So
I hope to eventually be able to do some of the same things on mine, but I really need to get some young fellow with some technical knowledge to sit down with me and help, because I'm afraid I'm not too much beyond rotary dial when it comes to technologies. So, I'm still thinking DOS.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've kind of got StreamYards figured out, and it's not overly problematic. I would think
that wasn't too bad. It's a matter of being able to hook up. So like you're trying to do. You're getting pictures and multiple cameras and that sort of thing, and how to integrate it all together. I would like to have it so that I can actually display some of the things I'm doing, like you're doing coin roll hunts and all that sort of thing, and showing. Yeah, exactly. Right now it's pretty basic what I'm doing. I want to do more. I want to be able to do a lot more. I'd like to get myself a GoPro and go on some of these adventures when we can finally get out of this freezer that we're in, and work on teaching. I want to teach Canadian numismatics as much as I can. I mean, I'm working with the Edmonton Numismatic Society, and even though we haven't met the last year, it's something that I'm passionate about. I want people to understand the history involved, and being able to understand, looking at that change in your hand, whether it's just basic change or there's something valuable sitting there. You know what I'm talking about. So,
well, you know what? This pandemic has pushed us all together in a way on YouTube that we might not have, and then as soon as this ends, we're going to go together with newfound alliances where people with similar interests that we probably wouldn't have met otherwise. And I think going forward out of this, it will be stronger, and we'll have people we trust that are other places in the world that are now sending us coins. You're sending away grab bags, $100 worth of coins at a time or whatever. I mean, that's a certain amount of trust that you might not have had, not being able to talk face to face with people or develop relationships with them over months and months. It's great. I think this has been good for a lot of people in some strange ways, bad, horrible for other people in terrible ways. But you drag the best out of it. You have to Just drag it out. What there is, what silver lining you need to mine out of that friggin' cloud. You get your pickaxe and you mine the crap out of it, and you get that silver. Even though the cloud is huge and mostly dark and crappy, we're gonna get it all.
I'm looking forward to the first few coin shows that we get to go to.
That should be cool.
When you get a large number of people who are sharing knowledge, you can go to these coin shows, and whoever's selling you these coins, a lot of this stuff you'll be able to go and say, "Oh, wait a minute,
They're going to be in for a rude awakening."
Yeah, I've learned this about this stuff, and that's not worth that much money, or that's that doesn't look like it's the right grade. This sort of thing. You'll be able to go with a degree of knowledge that we never would have had. A lot of people never would have had before.
That's absolutely true. The knowledge is out there, and now we're sharing it. You meet up with people, that who are like yourself, Cajun Coin Hunter. That guy's he can grade coins. You got Lemonhead Penny. That guy can grade coins, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff that I can't do. I look at a coin and go, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. But you learn, and you have people who you can turn to. It's awesome.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? Is your arm stuck in your shirt? That was funny. It looked weird.
Yeah, a good example. When I say this, have you visited the website for the Saskatoon Coin Club?
No, absolutely not.
The beauty of that website is that, Jim McKenzie is the one that has actually put it together. You can actually take any Canadian coinage, and he's taking photographs of all the different grades of all the different coins.
Well, that's
so
cool.
You can actually hold up your coin you're looking at and compare it on screen to get an idea, or at least assess what the grade is approximate, which is way better than what we had before.
I've seen that thing called photo grade, but I think that's just for the States coins.
The photo grade's great for the U.S., but Canadian, we have the Saskatoon Coin Club. Best one out there for judging Canadian coins.
And after a while, you start to understand what the differences are too. So, it's always good to have some kind of an idea yourself. Yeah. I kind of got just from looking at coins in Canada and how they're grading and this stuff.
Beautiful website.
You got to start somewhere. And just the fact that, I remember in my head, I believe I read, it said, different things you can see with your eyes can affect the number within a grade, but can't change the whole grade. I guess it was saying eye appeal, like a coin gets placed in a grade because of things that are obvious. But then beyond that, it's eye appeal within the grade, but eye appeal cannot switch a coin from a grade to another grade. It can only it gives the number within the grade. I don't know. Does that sound like I have a clue?
You actually do. You're hitting fairly head on.
Russian digger in the house.
The way it was explained to me especially when you're a novice grader, and again, we're not actually grading; we're assessing the coin. Only professionals grade. And when you're looking at it and you're assessing these coins, you try to get it based on your opinion and comparing it to the pictures, what that approximate grade is. And then you always, as coin collectors, we tend to grade up, and that's wrong. You should always grade down. Always grade down. So if you take a look at that coin, you're going, that looks like, it's a VG10 or whatever it might be. And if you downgrade it just one, then you're getting closer to the actual grade that it'll probably come out. You never go up. And we would all like to have MS65 or whatever. We'd love to have that. But, 9 times out of 10, we're overgrading. When you assess a coin, you always down one from what you think it is, and always use those examples. The examples, we're looking at high points, we're looking at scratches, we're looking at multiple things to assess what a coin's grade is, and it's all perception, it's all personal idea. But there are ground rules that you follow that you try to stick within those parameters in order to make sure the grade is correct.
So let me share a little bit. You know about the coins, and I'm one of those technical guys that you wish you had handy. I'm
True.
It's true. Now I use StreamYards like everybody else,
Right.
but then I also use OBS. Now, in OBS, I've done away with all audio, so I'm not doing any audio with it. I'm just using it to mix camera. And the beauty of it is it's got this thing called a virtual camera. And when you start it, it makes whatever you do in OBS the same as the output of a single webcam, which is what StreamYards is looking for. So you make your scene up in OBS and then send it as a single video camera into StreamYards. So it doesn't know anything about anything StreamYards. It just receives this one camera feed and it's happy with whatever the hell it gets.
Okay, so that picture you're showing me now is off a camera. It's not a pic. Not a JPEG or anything. It's an actual. You're actually seeing that in a camera.
I can. Oh fuck! Pardon my French. I just tapped something very hot. Give me just a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. That's gonna hurt later. Okay.
You burn yourself?
Yes, I did.
Get some cold on there, buddy.
Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I effed up. This is gonna hurt. I either have lots of skin oil and good reaction time, or I'm in shock. I'm not sure which. Because it doesn't hurt yet, but it looks like it should. It's browned. Oh, well, okay. So we'll just see how that goes. Well, if I've got those kind of reaction times, Jesus. If not, oh well. So, firstly, the program IRIN Cam, is important for my system because it lets you use up to four old Android devices as cameras. This is my S8 Plus from back in the day. The coin camera you're looking at is my daily driver S10 on a little stand. That's a microphone stand. Right. I bought that clip. I cut a ruler in half. You can see the ruler.
Yeah.
And then I made it into the little stand here. So that's how I do all my coins, and that's live. So you can see that completely live. And on the wall, on my window, I have another phone holder, an S5 Neo back in the day, the old phone, plugged into a wire, so it's not going to run out of battery. And it gives me a side shot from there. And that's 3 of the 4 available cams I could use with the software, but I'm only using 3 right now. So I set that one up there and just underneath my monitor. And that's it. Now the dime bag thing, that's a screen capture. I on one of my monitors have my logo up, like my actual web page, and I can actually grab it and move it around. Actually, like this, I guess.
Hmm.
It's just a web page, but I've cropped it down to give just the thing I want in the screen. So as you can see there,
Oh,
not
neat.
perfect, but close enough. So what I could show you here is, let's move that. Might not hurt too bad. Cool. Taking this camera back and turning it around so you can see all the things. And I'll get rid of, not that one, not that one. Yeah, no, I'll keep that one. I'll get rid of this one and this one. Okay, so you can choose which of your cameras you're going to display. And here's where it got interesting for me when I figured this out. Actually, I don't have to hold that up. What am I, an idiot? Okay. When I figured out how not just to size these little boxes, so you grab them by the corner and you can always make them bigger or smaller, but what was the game changer for me was when I realized that you could grab the corner and you would hold the Alt button, and then you can adjust the framing. So you can bring it down to just whatever part of that picture you want to show off. And then you can size it. You can make that whatever size you want. So if you want that kind of a production, not that one. Oh yeah, that one. I threw it up on the counter the wrong place there, back there, perfect. So there you go. Now it's in OBS where you can move these windows around, and every side of the window can be dragged in and out, and then the window can be sized as a whole. So once again, I can size as a whole, or with just grabbing the corner and holding the Alt key down, I can crop the picture. So this is what I've been using to make my shots what I want them to be, put them where I like. And then in OBS, all the sources are just in a list top down, and you can drag them up and down in the list, and that creates the layers. Right now, my dime bag, this one here, is listed at the top. So it will also land on top of my face over here, but it's not above this other picture, so it goes below it. And whatever order you put them in, like if I wanted that over top of the dime bag logo, I would need to change it in the order. I would need to move it up. And now it rides on top of all the things. So it's easy to determine your layers just by the order of these things in OBS. And it's easy to size the elements that you bring in by dragging for size and using the Alt button to adjust the actual frame that you present. And in the end, the whole thing is just presented as a single video camera output from OBS into StreamYards. So let's see, now I've covered up the dime bag, but say I want that back. So I would need to move it up. There we go. And then this here, if I was presenting and I wanted it to be bigger, I just drag it bigger. Now notice it goes underneath my picture. I don't want it to. So I'm going to move it up to above my picture. So dime bag's on top. My picture is below dime bag, and it's also below the presentation screen. This Erin Cam lets you zoom in. Some of the other softwares you might use don't let that happen. So that's one of the reasons why I've chose it. Some of the other softwares like Droid Cam will only let you use a single phone at a time. Erin Cam is the only one I've run into that lets me run two. Bloody skin is browned like I got a tan. Right there.
What did you burn it on?
See the brownness right there in the knuckle?
Yeah.
I browned it.
Yeah, what'd you burn it on?
That means I'm not hearing you. Sorry.
Nope. What did you burn it on?
Secret. No. It's called an e-nail. Does that help you at all?
Nope.
An e-nail is a preheated device for the use of vaping cannabis product.
Ah, okay.
And it's about 1,000 degrees.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm sort of surprised I don't got a great big blister yet. It's got to be coming. Oh well, we shall see. It's like touching the stove element. Honestly, it's real close to that. So yeah, so I'm a doughhead. So this one here, I'm going to plug back into its plug, so it doesn't. These things do die, unfortunately, if you go on battery low. I'm on 97%. 90. Oh, puppy dog. 97%. So I don't got to worry there. But yeah, you go for any great length of time, the phones end up, dying on you.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, here now we.
Sorry, I'm going to have to leave you right now because I got my kids showing up, and that's my warning sign for my dog.
Oh yeah, that's what they're good for sure. Hey, 710's in the house. Empyrean's here. Awesome. Yes, we always keep the Empyrean label right there. That's where the artwork comes from.
I got a lot more to ask you next time.
Next time.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, playing, just having a good time, putting up logos and sharing pictures and all the good stuff. Yeah, and that too. You got to watch your e-nails hot. You got to remember that. That sucks. All right, folks. Well, it's 10 minutes to an hour. I'm going to not go past an hour. The only reason I did it was because Booth Junkie was on. Now, if you want to learn about how to use your microphone and how to edit music and all that kind of stuff, that is Booth Junkie. And that, as I say, is the reason I came on today, because Mike DelG of Booth Junkie had a very 1 in a million live stream, and I was hoping he would come over and visit afterwards and be part of a panel. He doesn't know how to do a panel. I was hoping to help him out in terms of how that is done, but you can hope for things, right? Your heroes don't have to show up just because you call them, and kind of that's what happened, because I think Mike DelG is pretty awesome and was hoping he would maybe grace me with his presence, but that being said, I don't care. I'll be fine. You can't knock me down. I'll get back up again, right? And next time he has a live stream, I'll stick my face in there one more time, and I'll try once again to endear myself to his community, because they might not be coin collectors, but possibly they'll get me some work as a voiceover man. And if I can get some work as a voiceover man, you know damn well I'll take it. So cheers to you, 710 is oil upside down. Cheers to you, Empyrean label. Cheers to you, Russian digger. Cheers to you, the numismaniac who was my visitor earlier. Gail Marie, cheers also to you, my dear. Wait a second here. Empyrean is not, wait, we've got to make him a moderator. And oil is what George does. We like that. Hang on. Come on, little. Come on. Here we go. There we go. All right. So you'll probably be a moderator next time you come around. All right. Well, we got live 52 minutes so far. I should read you some Robbie the Robot. That emptied the channel the other day. Would you all go away if I started reading Robbie the It's one of my favorite books. Isaac Asimov, the Foundation series, the Robot series. These are my favorite books. And this particular book is not just one of them, but most of them, in fact. And some of the short stories that are in there, especially the early Robot series stories, are great. And if you have never read them, you should. You should read everything by Isaac Asimov. You should read Stranger in a Strange Land by Robert Heinlein. You should just read. You should read. That being said, I should stop casting. Let me just see here what happens if I try a couple more tests. This is a test of the volume way too high. Let me just see what happens if the volume is kept this high. Now's the time to serve and preserve BC brand Bartlett pears. BC Bartletts are wondrously juicy, marvelously sweet, and so easy to preserve. They're at peak of season prices now, and that means extra savings. Okay, now we'll turn that down. Check 1, check 2, check 1, check 2. Check one, check two, check one, check two. That seems pretty good. All right, one more. I wonder if I can. I bet I could too. Hang on. Click, go. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Ah, right. What if I hit this? Nope, no difference. Check 1 2. Stu 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Nope. It has to be there. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check. 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 I guess so. Don't hear anything. Okay. Oh, there's a big delay. Check. Now's the time. That would be horrible. So much delay in my headphones. No good at all. Now's the time to serve and preserve BC brand Bartlett pears. BC Bartletts are wondrously juicy, marvelously sweet, and so easy to preserve. They're at peak of season prices now, and that means extra savings. Don't let the Bartlett pear season go by without serving your family fresh BC Bartletts often. Well, can't really see. Need my flashlight. Oh, there it is. Flashlight. So that's about 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Check 1 2 at 1 o'clock. Okay, that's 12 o'clock right there. Noise floor? Now's the time to serve and preserve BC brand Bartlett pears. BC Bartletts are wondrously juicy, marvelously sweet, and so easy to preserve. They're at peak of season prices now, and that means extra savings. Don't let the Bartlett pear season go by without serving your family fresh BC Bartletts often. Okay. I would call that about 11 o'clock. About 11 o'clock on the input. Check 1 2 still seems like it goes into the green now and then, but not always. Check 1 2 1 2 3. One more time, Bartlett pears. Here we go. Hang on. Let me just see what the mic's set to. We'll take that off, but we're going to stick with that and that. Okay. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Now's the time to serve and preserve BC brand Bartlett pears. BC Bartletts are wondrously juicy, marvelously sweet, and so easy to preserve. They're at peak of season prices now, and that means extra savings. Don't let the Bartlett pear season go by. Okay. This sucks. I don't want that. Very interesting. Now's the time. Now's the time. Check 1 2. Now's the time. Preserve BC brand Bartlett pears. BC Bartletts are wondrously juicy, marvelously sweet, and so easy to preserve. They're at peak of season prices now, and that means extra savings. Don't let the Bartlett pear season go by without serving your family fresh BC Bartletts often. Thanks for tuning in. good night. I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time I have to say so long.